Today we talk to Hiroaki Yura, whose Eminence Orchestra is probably Australia's newest and arguably most exciting orchestra in Sydney, outside the Con. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Is it true that this is the Eminence is Australia's newest orchestra, do you think?
I'm not sure if it's the newest, but I guess...
Most ambitious, I would think.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but to my knowledge, I don't know any orchestra in the world who specializes in performance of anime and game music. So in a way, yeah, we're maybe one and only, so to speak, because
probably in the world.
Yeah, probably in the world. Yeah.
And it's Australian.
It's just fully Australian. Yeah.
I think that's the most exciting thing, that something which is a worldwide phenomenon, and you started this orchestra devoted to it here. How did that come about?
Well, it's quite simple, really. I wanted young people, my friends, to listen to our performance, and to be blunt, Beethoven wasn't cutting it. Yeah.
So you started in doing what? Did you listen? I mean, what came first? Was it game playing for you, or was it music? How did you get that?
Well, a bit of both, but really the music was quite fantastic to perform, and that never has been done before, and I really wanted to do it. So I think more like the music, maybe. Yeah.
Now, how did you start as a musician? When did you start?
I started when I was 6. That's when I came to Australia, and so.
Where did you come from?
From Japan.
Whereabouts?
Tokyo. Yeah. And yeah, my musical education has been 100% Australian, and I went to normal high school, Scots College, and during the weekends I would go to the Con to do my special training there. Did some theory and advanced trainings over there, had scholarships, and then I headed to the conservatorium, which I completed a bachelor's degree there. Whilst doing that, I've done several competitions around the world, played with major orchestras in Asia, and yeah, met lots of cool people.
So when you started out at the age of 6, what did you play?
Violin. Well, first it started off with, you got to do this no questions asked sort of thing. But I kind of like, by the time I was 12, I was pretty good at it, so I started liking it.
So having started in conventional classical music, when did your interest start to go a different way?
Well, it hasn't really gone a different way. I still like classical music. I still play and perform. I am a classical musician. I always had the interest for game music as well. So I'm really a performer who plays a lot of music. And Nintendo came out when I was 5.
So sort of Nintendo, Mozart, and then you carried on from there.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so how many players are there in the orchestra?
There's about 60 at the moment who plays as a performance, and we have 100 on call doing recording jobs and stuff like that.
Now, are these musicians people who are into this music, or are they doing it because it's a job?
They're people who are actually into the music. They like what we do. They're basically my age, and they understand deeply what they think that needs to be done to the world of classical instrumentalists, and that's why they do it. And many of them are gamers. Some aren't, but some may be anime fans. They overlap eventually.
When you're looking for a piece of music, what are the things you're looking for, and what are the constraints?
To have a successful performance, you have to keep the audience enraptured with brilliant music. And of course, sandwich in between, there have to be beautiful music, but it has to be emotional. And sometimes in a soundtrack, it doesn't really need to have a strong emotion into it. It just have to make the scene look pretty. And those kind of music are great, but they're not really good for performances.
You've got 60 or 80 musicians, and you have a choir of 40. Who writes the arrangements?
The arrangements are usually written by the original composers. Otherwise, they're orchestrated and arranged by Nicole Brady, who's an in-house arranger and composer.
So Nicole works very, very hard?
Oh yeah, she also works for outside, and her last work outside was Happy Feet. So yeah, she's very big.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think the orchestra is going to become more famous in Australia?
Hopefully. But Australia is our home, and we expect to be famous because we are good, and the young people in the orchestra are the best in Australia in this generation. And what we're more interested in is putting it out into the world, because we've done already a lot of work in Australia. People know about us, and I think Australia is a matter of just extending what we do. We need to put our hands on other areas in the world, I think.
So for this coming concert series, what will you be playing?
We'll be playing huge titles like Final Fantasy XII, Kingdom Hearts, to titles which aren't really famous in Australia, but are selling around the world, like Chrono Cross, also Xenosaga. We're doing a lot of minor pieces, but they're really, really good music. Yeah.
And with 60 musicians or 80 musicians, how long do you rehearse before you?
We got
go on stage?
We got 4 calls of 3 hours. They're about 12 hours of rehearsals. If you do like a 90-minute program, it's not very much, not really much at all. But we are very restrained in the finance, so we have to live with it.
Yes. Do you have any funding? Does the Australia Council help you? Yes.
Australia Council has never helped us, and I hope they do in the future. But I don't think it's really their thing. We have minor funding from game companies, but not really big funding at all. It all comes out of my pocket. It stays out of my pocket sometimes.
So to keep the orchestra going, what does everybody do when they're not playing with Eminence?
Well, they got jobs with Sydney Symphony, or Australian Chamber Orchestra. They teach and stuff like that.
Do you think that's why Sydney Symphony are now going to copy you?
Well, I think.
Or is it flattery? Are you very pleased that they're going to wake people up?
Well, I don't really know what they want to do, but maybe they see it as a good catalyst for young people to enjoy game music. I'm not sure if they understand it or not, but we'll see about that.
What would you like to tell Stage Noise listeners and readers?
Well, I hope you guys understand what we're doing. It's very hard to get this kind of word across to the general public, because it stays word of mouth, and although that spreads, it does have a limit to. I hope you understand what we're doing, especially trying to get classical instrumentalists. I don't believe in one-way negotiations. I think it's a negotiation between the audience and the musicians to come together to understand each other. So I hope you understand us, and we'll make every effort for you guys to be easier to be understood by us too.
And the concerts will be on April the 20th and the 21st at Sydney Town Hall, and at Hamer Hall in Melbourne on the 27th.
That's correct.
And how will people buy their very reasonable bargain ticket?
Okay, you can get it at Kinokuniya, Books Kinokuniya. That's opposite to Town Hall in Sydney. They sell tickets. Also, you can get it from, I think, Ticketek in Melbourne. Yeah, so you could just go to their site or go to Hamer Hall Complex.
And your website?
www.eminenceonline.com.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.